Okay, the next type of transformation that we're going to learn about is called a reflection. So reflection's the same thing. You look in the mirror, that's a reflection. And normally what we do is we reflect over a line. So we're going to reflect either over the x-axis, which would be the x this way, or the y-axis. So we call these reflections. And again, I'm going to start with just a point. Let's do point A. Okay, so we're going to reflect, let's say 2, 3. So over 2, up 3. So this is point A, and we're going to reflect it over the x-axis. So we're going to reflect over x-axis. And I would encourage everyone to either highlight or make the axis you're reflecting over bold, because it's really easy to make mistakes. So if I were to reflect A over the x-axis, then that means that A is going to be the same distance from the x-axis in this quadrant as it is in this quadrant. So let's see, we are 3 units away up here, and 1, 2, 3 units down here. And again, we call this A prime because this is where we started and this is where we ended up, A prime. Now, the cool thing is, if I were to take a piece of paper and I was to put my line right on that axis, okay, so I've got my line here, and this may not be so great, but it's not liking my marker here, but it'll show what I'm talking about. So basically, I am going to just copy over A and A prime, and then I'm just going to show you if I take A and I fold it over the line of reflection, what happens. If I do that, what should happen is that A should land right on A prime, which it kind of does. It's just more human error here. Okay, so one should land directly on top of the other when you fold over the line of reflection. So that's how that works. Now, we also need to learn something else. We need to learn what it's called before and what it's called after. And normally we do it with an image. So I'm going to graph another 2 points here. So this is going to be B and this is going to be point C. So we'll make a triangle, and then we will add, and we will also reflect that whole B and C, that triangle, over the x-axis. So again, take a look at point B. One way to do it is count how far away is point B from the x-axis. It's 1 unit. So if it's 1 unit this way, you need to do 1 unit this way. Call that B prime. C is 1 unit this way, so we need to go 1 unit down. We call that C prime. And we're going to just connect our dots. And if you notice, if I was to fold along the x-axis here, the A should match the A, the B should land on the B, and the C should map to the C prime. So B to B prime, A to A prime, and C to C prime. We call this the pre-image. So there's a name for this, the before and the after. This is called the pre-image. And this, the after you reflect, is called the image. I'm not sure why they don't call it the post-image, but it should be. But anyway, it's called the pre-image, and then this is the image. So where you started is the pre, and then where you ended up is called the image.